So, if you're a person who wants to have close, intimate relationships, but you struggle with trust, you may struggle with something called love avoidance. Love avoidance is an intimacy disorder where you systematically put up walls to avoid being emotionally intruded upon by other people. When we talk about attachment styles, this is where we hear about the avoidant types of attachment styles, like fearful avoidant, dismissive avoidant, those types of things. But when I talk about love avoidance, I really try to focus on how, even despite your best attempts, because a lot of times people who struggle with love avoidance, they get to a place where they do want intimate relationships. They do want, whether or not a romantic partner, they do want to have close friendships, they want to have better relationships with their family members. They get to a place where they want to let down those walls and let people in because they kind of get to a place where, like, okay, I've cut off a lot of people. Maybe I'm the common denominator. Maybe there is a way that I'm looking at things or ways that I'm approaching things that I can maybe look at and change. And so they go to try to change it. They try to be more open. They try to choose different folks. They try to work on their trust issues. Sorry, my phone died or tried to die. But they really try to work on their trust issues, and they, in spite of the best efforts, they can't get to the other side of it. So that's why healing these things from the bottom up is really important. Love avoidance, love addiction, whatever intimacy disorder you may struggle with, is not about mind, it's not about will, it's not about making a decision, it's about looking at where the trauma starts. But not only that, because the knowledge is not enough. You already know that you cut people off, you already probably know where it might have started within your family. It's now unlearning all the things that you have learned your whole life and also replacing it with healthier skills, and also getting over that fear of being overwhelmed and hurt by people to even want to move towards people, because the truth is your love avoidance has been keeping you safe. I talk about the roadmap that I teach my folks to get out of this process in my latest episode of the Black Girls Heal podcast. It's episode 245, the first 3 steps to heal from love avoidance, and I go over the steps I teach everyone. I'm a therapist by trade. I've also gone through my own recovery process when it comes to this, and I know all the ups and downs. I know what it feels like to be confused and to try to determine, because as a love avoidant, your discernment gets really on point, right? You're very quick to be able to tell what is a red flag when someone's about to disrespect you, when they're doing you wrong, and when it's time to cut folks off. But what I've learned and what I help my folks learn is that sometimes you can't tell when is your trauma and when is your discernment. And so the risk of that is you end up cutting off some really great relationships, people who can actually help you heal and who want to love you. But it's really hard for you to get past the true betrayal and true trauma that has happened before. So we're talking about it in this week's episode. Go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think.